Hi, beautiful people. It's another weekend in my yard, and we're about to prepare palm oil. I was cooking in the kitchen. My baby called me out to come and see that he's fetching firewood from the farm and that the one he's carrying has horns. So I came out to come and watch. And Atuche was also fetching firewood. They were preparing for the palm oil work. I dread this work so much because it is very tedious, for God's sake. But I was cooking, Sha, because people outside were hungry. That young man was already eating biscuits. The moment I was prepared to come out, I came out with my tripod and they started saying, yes, the journalist has come to cover the event. She picked it up from the person's mouth and said, yes, that was how she killed rat inside her house that day and saw herself on the internet. They have succeeded in liberating me aproko in my house, and I accept the title with all joy and gladness. Public special announcement. This is the first time I'm wearing skirt and blouse for Banga work, as you can see. Meanwhile, we have this big species of Banga that just started coming out in the compound, and it's so big. It's bigger than the normal seeds of Banga that we used to have before. Mama was telling us that those Banga seeds that are very big and fleshy, that they are agric. Although me, I've never seen a Greek Banga that is very big like that. But we have over 20 palm trees in our yard, and they are of different species. We have a certain kind of Banga that comes out and you can eat everything inside it, including the seed. You can crack it with your teeth. We have that one. We have the one that is not also very fleshy, but it comes out big. When you pound that one, you will see chaff everywhere, but you will not see juice to use to cook soup. So there are different species of Banga in this compound. Now you see this mortar. I don't know how they made it, but we can put so much Banga in this particular mortar, and all you need to do is just keep pounding on one side, and it's to keep rolling for you until the Banga itself is smooth. I was a little bit under the weather today, but you cannot dodge the work in this house, especially when it's this kind of work. You just be a very selfish or a wicked person to avoid everybody on this kind of days in my yard. Meanwhile, the kind of gist that follows these moments in my house, you don't want to miss it for the world. Today we got the gist about one woman who her husband has been oppressing all this while. She got the courage recently to beat the hell out of the man. Hey God, I was happy for her. Hey God, oh, woman that her husband started taking tramadol at old age. And some men, and sometimes now wait fit them be that. The fellowship in my compound had prayer meeting today, and some people came earlier, so they just decided to put their hand inside the work, and God bless them, because the parts of the work that I was so scared of, they came to help. I was so happy, but they had to go and start service, so they now left the work for me, and I had to continue pounding. I see Chege today. I see Chege. Tell me sorry. I see Chege. Because the work while they do, I not get the power to do the work. I was busy doing and trying to chew cane. My mother said I was advertising my nyash. Did you post nyash in this video just now? Mom said that I carry my bomb in the street for people to see, and I on my camera down. So at the end of the day, the first half of the work is done. They are going to church now. Mom is going to church, and Suche is going to church. Pastor Ibi is going to church, and Ogene Favor is going to church. So me, I just have to clean up everywhere, go and rest, wait for them to close and come back so we can continue. I cleared the whole place, went inside to take a nap, and then by the time they came from church, it was very late before we started boiling water, and by the time we started the work, it was dark. But my mom does not know how to leave things half done. She must do it complete once she starts it. So the work continued despite how late it was by the time they came from church. This is the Banga shaft. We use this one to set fire after now. And then this is the seed of the Banga where you have the kernel. I went there to start looking for kernel to eat as usual, because now we're person for the work, now for the shop. So by the time they were done washing the Banga, Mom started using the iron filter to sieve the chaff away from the juice of the Banga. Then they poured it into a very big pot that will contain everything. As at that time, Auntie Ola just came in from the market, so she helped Auntie Uche carry the Banga pot down to where they will set the fire, and she set the fire. Then I helped her. Oh no, it wasn't me, it was Auntie Uche that helped her to carry the pot and put on the fire. After allowing it to boil for a while, it started foaming, so according to them, they reduced it and then poured it in again much later. That was what you saw just now, and allowed it to boil very well. So now what we'll do is to add cold water to it, and once you do this, the oil will pop up from inside the juice, as you can already see. When the oil pops up like this, the next thing we'll do is to start bailing from the top, because the Banga juice is still inside that pot, but the oil has covered the juice, so you have to bail the oil away from the top of the juice. And because you're not a machine, you are definitely going to carry some juice along with the oil as you are bailing. So once you are done bailing like this, after bailing it, you take that same oil back to the fire to dry the water that entered into the oil while you were baling. So at the end of the day, the oil comes out looking so fresh and smelling very nice. Man, the aroma from fresh palm oil is sweet. Once you perceive it, you start thinking of yam. The aroma from this particular oil was so nice that very morning, before we decided to bale it, we had to go and boil yam first. Everybody ate yam and fresh oil before we started baling it. I still do not believe that making palm oil from scratch is worth the stress, but my mom is of the opinion that at least when you are eating palm oil in this house, you know that it is palm oil that you're eating.